Chapter 7, a quiet launch that nobody saw coming. By early 2005, the foundations of YouTube were finally in place. The website wasn't flashy. There were no grand opening ceremonies. No television commercials. No countdown clocks. No headlines announcing that the internet was about to change forever. To most people, YouTube was just another new website among thousands launching every year. In Silicon Valley, startups appeared and disappeared with remarkable speed. Some lasted only a few months before fading into obscurity. Investors were cautious, and competition was fierce. There was no guarantee that YouTube would survive, let alone become one of the most recognizable names on earth. Yet behind the simple homepage was a bold idea. Unlike many websites of the time, YouTube wasn't built around large media companies or professional broadcasters. It was built around ordinary people. The founders believed that everyone had a story worth sharing. Whether it was a birthday celebration, a school project, a travel adventure, a comedy sketch, or a family memory, every video deserved a place where others could watch it without struggling through technical obstacles. The website was intentionally simple. Users could create an account, upload a video, and share a link with friends. The platform handled the difficult work behind the scenes, converting uploaded files into a format that could be played directly in a web browser. This was a major advantage at a time when many people struggled with incompatible video formats and software. It may sound ordinary today. In 2005, it felt revolutionary. For the first time, sharing a video online no longer required technical expertise. The internet had become just a little more human. Chapter 8, 19 Seconds That Made History. On April 23, 2005, one of the founders, Jawed Karim, stood in front of the elephant enclosure at the San Diego Zoo. There was no professional camera crew. No expensive lighting. No carefully written script. No dramatic soundtrack. Just Jawed, a camera, and a few elephants wandering quietly in the background. He looked into the camera and casually spoke about the elephants' long trunks. The video lasted only 19 seconds. Its title was simple: Me at the Zoo. At first glance, it didn't seem important. There were no special effects, no thrilling storyline, no groundbreaking announcement. It was simply a young man sharing a moment from his day. Yet that ordinary clip became extraordinary because of what it represented. For the first time, someone had demonstrated exactly what YouTube was built to do. Not create polished television, not replace Hollywood, but give ordinary people the ability to share ordinary moments with the world. Looking back today, it's almost poetic. The first video on YouTube wasn't a celebrity interview. It wasn't a movie trailer. It wasn't a music video. It was a reminder that everyday life could be meaningful. Millions of videos would follow, but history would always remember the first. Chapter 9, when the world started watching. At first, growth came slowly. People shared links with friends. Friends shared them with classmates. Classmates shared them with coworkers. Then something remarkable happened. The platform became easier to understand the more people used it. Instead of asking, "How do I upload a video?" people began asking, "What should I upload next?" Comedy clips appeared. Music performances found new audiences. Independent filmmakers showcased their creativity. Teachers uploaded lessons. Families preserved memories. Gamers shared walkthroughs. Aspiring chefs demonstrated recipes. Artists discovered fans in countries they had never visited. The barriers between creator and audience began to disappear. For decades, television had worked in one direction. A few companies decided what millions of people could watch. YouTube flipped that idea upside down. Suddenly, anyone with a camera and an internet connection could become a storyteller. This wasn't just a new website, it was the beginning of a new era in communication. As the number of videos grew, so did the number of viewers. Traffic exploded. Millions of people visited the platform. The small team found itself racing to keep up with demand. Servers had to be expanded. Storage had to increase. Bandwidth costs continued to rise. Success had arrived faster than anyone expected. But success also brought a new challenge. How could a young startup continue growing without running out of resources? The answer would come from one of the biggest technology companies in the world. Chapter 10, the $1.65 billion decision. In 2006, YouTube's incredible growth caught the attention of Google. Google had already transformed how people search for information online. Now it recognized that video would become a defining part of the internet's future. Rather than build a competing platform from scratch, Google chose another path. It decided to buy YouTube. In October 2006, Google announced that it would acquire YouTube in a deal valued at approximately $1.65 billion in stock. Many people were stunned. How could a company that was barely more than a year old be worth such an enormous amount? To some critics, the price seemed impossible to justify. But history tells a different story. Google wasn't just buying a website. It was investing in the future of online video. With Google's infrastructure, YouTube gained access to greater computing power, expanded storage, and the financial resources needed to serve a rapidly growing global audience. The acquisition allowed the platform to scale at a pace few companies could have managed on their own. What once began as a startup with a handful of employees was now positioned to reach every corner of the world. Chapter 11: A platform that reshaped human history. Today, YouTube is more than a website. It is one of the largest libraries of human knowledge ever created. Every day, people visit the platform to learn, create, entertain, and connect. Students study mathematics, science, languages, and history through free educational videos. Doctors and health organizations share public information. Engineers teach programming. Musicians release songs. Filmmakers premiere trailers. Teachers explain complex ideas. Entrepreneurs build businesses. Craftsmen preserve traditional skills. Families archive memories. Creators inspire millions. For many people, YouTube has become a classroom, a stage, a newsroom, and a community all at once. Of course, like every major platform, YouTube has also faced significant challenges over the years. Questions about copyright, misinformation, harmful content, creator compensation, and moderation have sparked ongoing debates. As the platform grew, so did the responsibility of balancing open expression with the need to protect users and uphold community standards. Its story is not one of perfection, it is one of constant evolution. Yet despite those challenges, few inventions have changed everyday life on such a global scale. It transformed how we learn, how we laugh, how we remember, how we share our stories. And perhaps most importantly, it proved that ordinary people could create extraordinary influence. Final chapter: The lesson behind YouTube. History often celebrates great inventions. But behind every invention lies something much simpler: a problem. The founders of YouTube did not begin with dreams of creating one of the world's largest websites. They began with a question: why is sharing a video so difficult? That question led to an idea. The idea became a website. The website became a community. The community became a movement. And that movement forever changed the internet. It's a reminder that the greatest innovations don't always begin with billion-dollar budgets or powerful corporations. Sometimes they begin with three friends who refuse to accept that this is just the way things are. The next world-changing idea may not come from a giant company. It may come from someone sitting in a bedroom, a classroom, a garage, or a small office, asking one simple question: how can I make this better? Because history is not written only by kings, presidents, or famous inventors. It is also written by ordinary people who dare to solve ordinary problems. And in doing so, they change the world. Thank you for joining us on another journey through history. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another untold tale from the people, inventions, and moments that shaped our world. Here on Slatt Tales, every story has a beginning and every beginning has a lesson. Until next time, stay curious, keep learning, and remember, the next chapter of history could begin with a single idea.